Everspace 2 is a sci-fi arcade exploration flight looter shooter. Everspace 2 is nothing like its predecessor. Everspace 1 was a flight action roguelike. The developers decided not to take the sequel in that direction. I am here to show you the basics of the game. I will be showing you the UI and the menus to help you decide if the game is worth your time and money. I'll link the live stream of the game in the description below so that you can see what the gameplay looks like during the first few hours. Everspace 2 is on sale right now with the 60% off discount on the base game until November 23rd, 2024 on Steam. So here are the basics of Everspace 2 so that you can decide if the game is a galactic gem or a black hole. Alright, this is how the inside of the game looks. But before we get to that, I would like to say one of the most standout features with Everspace 2 is its graphics. The game looks amazing. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. You're probably looking at it like, wow, game looks really good, very detailed. It looks amazing. There's only 2 games in this genre that I recall playing while playing video games. If you played Darkstar 1, it reminds me a lot of that, and it kind of reminds me of Freelancer back in the day as well. You can't play Freelancer anymore, but you can play Darkstar 1. It's available on Steam, and I know it's available on Xbox One as well, because I played both versions of the game. So all right, well, let's get into it. So you have here your storage. It lists all your equipment that you currently have on your ship right now. Because of the ship that I have, the Typhoon B-52, it's kind of like a necromancer ship. I want to say, so when you kill things, some of the wreckage that you can bring up a drone, so it makes me feel really good. I love that type of gameplay, so I was very happy to see they had that type of ship in the game. So, but you don't start out with this one. But it has 2 primaries and 1 secondary weapon, so it shows you what they are here. And then you have all your components. You have your shields, your cargo hold, you have your speed boosters, your sensors, your plating for your armor. All of that is right here. And this is all uncommon because I've only played the game for 2 days. I started out with a bunch of common and then uncommon, and then once you get past that, you get into your blue, your purple, and your legendary type of levels of gear. And then underneath this is all your equipment that you have tied to your buttons. I play it on PC, so my 5, 6, 7, 8 key have all these things that can actually help me. These nanobots give me back health. This gives me an reduced damage. This will give me a boost to my energy, to my cores. And then this, actually, I just looted this today. This will give me an extra combat drone that can come out and fight. So this is awesome. So you want to pick the things that works well to your gameplay advantages here. Here you have your cargo. Right now I have 5 items in here out of 30. Early in the game, I'm hoping I can increase this by a lot more, but for right now, this is where you will have all your loot that you get in the game. And then this button here will pretty much sort and organize your inventory. Here will just maximize and minimize your inventory if you want to see it better. If you want to sort it by value, you could do it that way, by item type, rarity, and level. So you have all those options in your inventory, which is good to have. And here on the right, you have to go to your home base for this, but this is my storage, everything I've looted in the game in the last few days. So you can actually store it here. This is the only place I've been able to store things at this moment, so remember that. You go to your home base, and then you will be able to see this storage option right here to be able to put all these things once your inventory fills up. We can go back to the hangar. It shows the way your ship looks. When you first come into a station, this is what the next screen will look like. You will have dollar amounts here that will show you how much it costs for repair, how much it will cost to restock. You have some really nice buttons at the bottom for quick repair and quick restock. Up here in the upper left hand corner, it shows your shield strength, your health, and then this is your bar for leveling up your ultimate, which is right here. So when that's full, you will be able to trigger your ultimate ability, and I'll show you that in a second. It's under the ships. It's the skill right here, but we'll get to that. See what else I got up here. This is my level. This is the XP I need to get to the next level. As I kill things, you earn XP. As you finish missions, you earn XP. So that's what this bar is. I'm level 11 right now. This is currently the amount of credits that I have in the game, so it shows you how much you have there. And then if you want to leave the hangar, you hold down the escape button right here. You'll see that the hold on symbol here. That's what that is. And then if you want to get back to the pause menu, you hit P and it'll take you back to where you can actually leave the game. Alright, so that's that. Next, tab over is your crafting menu. It shows all the resources that you have in your possession. And this doesn't take up room in your inventory. This is just stuff that you just loot. It shows the rarity of the items that you need to improve certain pieces of gear in the game and do certain things in the game. So we have rare, uncommon, and you have common. You have all that right here. So it's gathered by dismantling corresponding items. So as you dismantle items, those that's how you get these. So when you get to a point here, if it's something that you don't like, and I'll do this just for just to show you, you hold down the X button and it will dismantle it. And you see here, you get all those types of ingredients that you better put into your crafting area up here. That is that for that. Also, let me just show you this real fast. If you want to modify a weapon, okay, you hold down the R button, which you see toward the bottom of the screen there. Not press it, you got to hold it down. And then it will show you these options here to where you can actually level up your weapons. So you can increase the rarity of it. You could take it from common to uncommon to rare. You can increase the level of it. You might have I'm level 11 right now. If I wanted to take this item to level 11, these are the parts that I would need to actually take it to level 11. This is a really cool feature right here. I was in some higher level areas than I'm supposed to be at, and it was like 4 levels above me, and I was looting that type of gear that was at that level. So when you do that, you can't wear it. You can't use it in anything. So but this removes the level restriction. You just got to have the right parts for it, and then you can remove it, and it still keeps the stats of that level, which is really good. Here you can install a catalyst. The catalyst will add like specific abilities, extra abilities to your gear that you have. And down at the bottom, I don't want to move the cursor because it'll take it away. You see the ingredients or parts that you need to actually make that happen. So this is what this screen is all about right here. And now also you see there on the right hand side how I have like a 30% increased damage against units. You can actually do a reroll right here, and that will change this particular skill into something else. So you can do that, and it's not really it doesn't cost a lot. I've been doing it on all the gear that I have, so you can actually re-roll stats down on the gear if you don't like it. So if you want to make a particular build. So I wanted to show you that real quick. I think that's very important. All right, so again, you have your equipment on the left, you got your storage on the right. When you're in your storage area, let's go back to crafting. All right, and then here are all your resources that you accumulate throughout the game. Here, when he has these special symbols here, these will help you out when you go into perks. And when you have particular perks that you want to level up, you click on it, and these are the particular items that you need to level up and get that perk that you want. If you want to improve your cargo dispatcher, your mining tracking, and then your startup delays, you need those items to actually level up that. But we'll get more into that. I just wanted to just show you that really fast. But that's what that is. And then down here at the bottom is more components. As I said, that's what these symbols are. These are for when you are leveling up your perks. These are special. So the game does a great job identifying what these items are. All right, let's go down the line here. Primary weapons, everything that you can craft currently in the game will show up here. I unlocked everything that's uncommon so far. You have 2 ways to get the blueprints for each of these weapons. In most cases, you have to dismantle an item 3 times for that rarity, and then you will be able to craft it once you break it down, when you dismantle it. So for each one of these types, like I said, 3 times, you got it. Then you can actually craft it, and then you can move up the rarity of it, as I showed you when you modify it. You have uncommon here. I have broken down 3 of each type of these, so now I can actually craft it. And then you have rare, and then you have superior. So you can actually see all the different rarities that are in the game. And then you have those are your primary weapons. Then you got your secondary weapons, which are usually rockets and mines. And again, you got the rarities here. You can craft modules, which is right here. These are the modules that I was showing you earlier that you will be able to craft. That's what these are. Oh, nope, that's incorrect. We go back to that. These are the modules. These are the modules here. You can craft those as well. Common, uncommon, rare, and superior. And then you have your consumables that you can craft as well. So you can see all of these, and it shows you at the bottom all the things that you need to actually craft all those consumables. You have components. Now let's say, for instance, you need a component to craft the gear, or if you needed to level up your perk, you can actually craft that item, and it will, go into that inventory to be able to help you obtain the unlock of that perk. And then catalyst is what I showed you a little earlier. It will enhance the items when you modify it. You'll be able to go on there and add these particular skills. I actually showed you this one. You can actually craft these as well. So this is everything in the crafting menu. Now here's the modified menu. You can go in, you can click on an item, you can modify it, you can put something. So if you want to modify the autocannon, you go on you click on it, modify, and then you will be able to add things to it. You have your primary, your secondary, and then you have your modules. Everything that's listed here, you will be able to modify those items if you want. You have options here on the left. If you want to just look at your weapon kinetic DPS, what your energy damage will be, you can actually look at that. It's a whole bunch of different options, which is great. Show you the values of everything. So this is all good stuff to have. You can hide your level if you want on certain items. If that's something that you like, you just want to just see that number, which is most likely primary. And then let me see, rarity. There's a lot of different options that you have that you will be able to unlock and see when you're trying to modify an item. So but the easiest way is to go into the item from your inventory, hover over it, and then just hold down the R button, and you'll be able to go in and just modify the item itself. So this is your crafting menu. It's awesome. It's easy to understand. I like it. But remember, you can buy items in the shops when you're at this particular stations, dismantle it 3 times, and then you got the blueprint. Or you can find it out in the world when you fight in like mini bosses and doing missions and stuff like that, and killing regular mobs. All right, here is your inventory. It shows that the number 1 is your primary weapons. The number 2 symbol is your secondary weapons. Then you got your modules, your consumables, and then your inventory. Here you got I got 30 slots. Over here you loot this one item called the mainframe component. When you loot at least 3, you see the 1 out of 3 there, you will be able to combine that into your ship, and then you will be able to put these pips into your attributes of your ship. So I have one that I can use right now. I will show you. I want to go into my utility, you press the plus button, it will give me a bonus negative 7.2 to cooldowns on my ultimate, and it will give me the extra kinetic damage and the extra energy damage. So let's do that. There we go. Done. Okay. You can take it out, put it in, so your respec really don't cost you anything. That's really important. And then you have your ship stats here on the right as well. This is the ship that I love because it gives me the opportunity to have up to 5 drones. I'm a necromancer type player. I love that class, and it gives me the ability to do that in a ship. It shows you what your ultimate is. I get to like focus fire all of my drones onto a target, which has really helped me kill a lot of bosses I've fought so far. It shows you all your passives, skills. It gives you a breakdown of your shield, armor, and hull. If you decide you want to look at that, your handling of your ship, your speed, tractor beam, how far it actually goes out to grab the items once you killing, bosses or regular mobs and ships. You would be able to loot them, and your tractor beam can go. It can do it from this far. Here at the bottom, it shows you a lot of like cool stats. You get to see your ship slots in all these different areas of what you have. Okay, you see your cargo, your devices, everything you got currently unlocked and on your ship. So that's this area here. So this is all your inventory area. Now let's get into the ship itself. I don't have any current conditions. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm just guessing that what this is. If you have any type of like negatives or positives in your ship, it'll show it here. Haven't gotten that far yet. And then you have these particular skills that are mapped to my 1 and 2 key. I usually have the EMP generator here, which I'm going to put back on. So when I get close to a ship, I actually hit this one button, and it will EMP stun all of the enemies in that particular area. And then here at the bottom, you can actually pick these skills as well. You got these particular skills that you can pick. You hit the shift key and it will change it. So let me just do that right now. Look at that. So as you get let me back up a little bit. As you get these device upgrades, when you level up and you're doing certain things in the game, you'll see this here. You go into it, and then you actually just hit I think it's the X button. I have it mastered, and then it will give it an extra level. Let me see if I actually leveled up the other one all the way as well. Yeah, I leveled this one up as well. Let me see what else I have here. I can just show you. I was working on my quantum entangler. So if you hit the F button, you click on it. I have 2 skills to spin, and it will give it extra bonuses based on me adding more of these device upgrades into it. And then you can reset it really easily, and you get all your points back. So that's nice to know. Respecting in this game is nice and easy to do. I love my corrosion injector. When I get at least 800 meters 680 meters within a ship, I can actually hit this button, the number 2 key, and it will give a corrosive damage. I like that a lot. So this gives you all your stats on your ship. And one thing that you will love, and I know you want to see it, is customizing your ship. Hit F. You have your original form, and then you can go in. This is my custom paint job for my slot number 1. Hit the R button, and you can go in. You can give it a paint job. All the different colors that you can give it here. I love metallic, so I gave it all a metallic look. Okay. You can pick the gloss, the level of it. I want everything to be 0.9 because I like it glossy. I like the gleam. And you can pick the color that you want. So I got rusty earth on right now. You can put on moss green. You can put my rusty earth back on. But you got so many different colors, and you loot these throughout the game as well. And finishing missions will get these as mission rewards and stuff like that. So there you go. So you can go in, you can get your paint job going. You can give your window tint a color. Look, I just made it red. I gave myself my halo green, but I like purple rain. Here's chestnut. I'm gonna go back with my bittersweet. Let me go bittersweet with it. So there you go. got all your different type of window tints that you can have. Engine colors is cool. I unlocked this by doing something in the game that was pretty cool. So you have all the engine colors that you can give your ship. So that's nice. It's a single player game. Just wanted to let you know that it's not multiplayer. You got emissive lights you give to your ship. Let me see here. Go to yellow. See the little tone here changed. Give it some blue. Persian green. You can do all kind of different stuff with this. So just wanted to show you the customization options that you have in this game, which is plentiful. You can give your ship a decal. These are the ones that I've unlocked so far. I like the symbol here, so I did that, and then I colored it as well, which is the next screen over here. You could color all of your decals as you add them to your ship. And then your ship modules, I haven't messed with this too much, but you could change the way your ship looks, which is really nice. Look at that. How you like that? Like that? I know you guys like that because it looks amazing. You can scroll around your ship so you can see the back if you want. That looks cool. I'm gonna apply that. I'm gonna apply that one. There we go. So that is your customization area that you have, so you can actually look at all that. So that is the ship area. Awesome, awesome. I know you like it. All right, now let's get into the perks. Every single character that you meet in the game, they have the ability to give you perks. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm not going to spoil it, so I'm not going to say it. But I have these 3 extra characters with me, but you also get these perks for yourself. As you level up, you see the number here, you get to pick all these powerful perks to add to Adam. And you have Ben, Delia, and then we got Hive. So all these guys have things that you can level up. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You see here, it takes 15 of this item here to level up to make it complete. Just invest the points into it. See, I have 2 points here to invest. The cooling units. I'm going to add the 2 there. I have nothing else left to add for Hive. Let's go over to Delia. So I've been working on this the last few days, so I don't have too much to add. I do have something to repairs I can add here. I have 2 more of the power casings. Add those 2, and then once I get enough of these, then all is complete, and then you get this bonus status right here. And remember, you can buy these in the shop, or you can craft these, and these will add to this area. You've been unlocked the perks, so you have a perk system in the game, which is really nice, and it's all based on the characters that you have currently in your crew. Now, how many you can have at once, I don't know that yet, but we know for right now you can have at least 3. All right, and then everyone has these things that explains everything, what each level of what does what. So repairs now, I only pay 70% of what it, I got a 30% discount on hull repairs and the equipment repairs. Cool. Delia, destroying ships will sometimes set free energy orbs that replenish some weapon and boost energy when collected. So you see she got skills like that. When you kill stuff, it drops stuff. And then I just got Hive, and I can't wait to see reveals potential mining yields for each location on the star map. So it looks like it gives you things, shows you things on the map, which will become very helpful. And that's a good segue into the next tab, is the map. All right, so let's go over this real quick. So as you can see, this is the Ceto area. You have all these different areas that you can explore. If you have a check mark on it, obviously it means that I did everything in that area. If you hover over it, it'll tell you what's in that, planet if you go there. We have the Flying Dutchess shop, so you go to that area just if you want to buy something or, repair your ship or anything. Here, it doesn't have anything, but you can go there as well. And if you hover over Rhodia 2, it has, that's my home base. That's the one I was telling you about. So if you got the home base, you can go and you can, access your inventory. But all these different areas, and you can set waypoints to all the areas that you want to go to. So now when I go on Ceto, you have a trading post, you have the jump gate that's there, and you also have a mission that's there as well. I'm going to accept this, hold down the R button if I can. There we go. So I just changed that mission to be my most active side mission. The side missions are green that you could pick up, and that's going to be the next tab. We'll go over that in a second. Here it shows you the zones, the name of the zones themselves. Let me see here. I don't think there's much more I can show you on this other than you just hold down the F button. When you go into the space area outside of the base here, this will be highlighted in your map, and then you can just, you know, hyperspace to that area. You know, you just pick that as a destination where you want it to go. You can hold F on anything, and it will set the waypoint. So, and it gives you descriptions of some of the areas and the waypoints and all that jazz. So it's a pretty good, nice map. I love that. I just unlocked the next area. I have to go to the jump gate that's here to get to the next area. And then this is one of the missions here. It has the level on it, what level the missions it is. I'm level 11, so I should be able to handle that. Level 10 without a problem. Anything that has a question mark on it, hold down the F button, you will be able to teleport right to it, and you get to see what's going on in that area. So that is a whole live stream right there with me getting all this done. And by the way, this is my new love of a game, so check me out. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you will be seeing me playing a lot of this title because I'm hooked now. I like it a lot. So if you want to see more coverage on this title. All right, here's the last two tabs we want to go through. These are the basics. You have your main missions up top, which is always yellow. Your side missions are blue, and then you got jobs. Jobs are like little side missions that you can pick up that will give you renown, and then as you level up your renown, it's in one of these menus. It's the next one. I'll show you what you get when you level up your renown. These are all your completed missions. If you was wondering if you completed them, you get to see them down here. What does not show up down here is when you complete jobs. These regenerate over time. You'll be able to get more and more and more as you go back to these areas. Let's go back to the map real quick. And then this will show you which areas that you can go to pick up jobs. Let me show you that real quick. I know this area down here has a shop. So this one here has a ship dealer. You can pick up jobs, and it has a shop. So it has all three in one, which is awesome. So if you go there, you can pick up jobs. This one just has a shop. Okay, so there you go. That explains that. Pretty self-explanatory. It shows you how much experience you get for each of the missions, the rewards that you get when you finish the mission. You can track and untrack missions, and then if it'll also show you on the map when you hit the Alt key, so you can see where it's at, which zone it's in, if you wanted to do that. So that's nice. All right, I don't think there's anything else I can show you here in the mission area that you have not seen already. And then last but not least is the data area. All right, when you finish those jobs, you get renown, and then when you get renown, you go up in levels. You become a rookie, veteran, professional, elite, and then legend. And then you get all this loot when you go up in these ranks. So let's do professional. So once I gather enough points to get this over to this line, I become professional, and I get all of this cool loot here. So higher level job opportunities with greater rewards are available. These are the benefits of becoming a professional, and jobs will always reward an item. So completing jobs will increase your renown and unlock these rewards. You can become elite. So when you become elite, renown earned from jobs is increased by 10%. When you become a legend, jobs will always reward an additional item. So you gotta get on those jobs if you want to become a legend in the game. All right, you got your challenges. Shows you how close you are to finishing them. I did finish the Ceto Explorer. It shows you all the things that you need to do to complete this challenge. and then you become a master, you get these rewards, and then you become a master, you get a 10% discount on all equipment items at the Flying Dutchess. You get this engine color right here. So I have to run around and find some drones and then shoot my missiles and have them destroy them, which I have some homing missiles I just picked up, and I will unlock this. So that's something that I will work on later. And I just finished this one, the C2 Explorer, and to master it, I need to get very close to the sun. Okay, so I can track that, hit the R button, find the sun, get very close to it, and then I become an explorer in CETO. And I unlock this money, XP bonus, and these items here. Alright. And I just teleported to Union, so I'm just now starting to do some of this stuff here as well. I did complete the Amateur Tinker. I unlocked all the common module blueprints, and it gave me master, and I got all these bonuses here. Oh yeah, and I said earlier that I got the engine color by doing something special. That was my first ever challenge that I completed to master, and I got all this stuff here, so that's what that is. Let's go back to data. That is all your challenges. You get special items in your inventory, it will show up here. I've seen items come and go in that area. I guess they just don't want it to take up space in your regular inventory, so this is nice to have. You have your player stats here, all your stats, everything that you have done in the game. You have your game stats here. A lot of people like stuff like this. I do as well. All my combat stats. My favorite weapon is the autocannon. That is correct. I love that weapon, and Elite Dangerous as well. You have your collectibles, everything you collected in the game, so you get to see where you're at. For the completionist people like myself, I'll be spending a lot of time in this screen here. And then you have the story. So as you go through the game, you unlock these videos. You will see them as you're doing it in the game, and then you can go back and watch it if you want. And you can go back and read everything that happened so far. So you can see, I don't want to put any, let me get off the screen. I don't want to have any spoilers show up. But yeah, you can go through and read a lot of this stuff. So that shows you what the story is all about. And then you have your characters that you unlocked in the game, their backgrounds and all that stuff. So you get to see that. You get to see who everybody is. As you can see, there's 26 characters in the game. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know how many people that you can have at once to give you all the perks. So you can see that you're gonna have a pretty big roster. And then you have your world. It gives you, it's like an index of everything that happened in the game. I know Bloodstar is the faction. So it gives you all this lore. This is basically your lore area. It talks about everything in the game. So usually when I'm eating something, I go through this and read things. And then last but not least is your guides and tutorials. You can go through and it will talk about everything that you've done in the game so far. I'm about 20 hours into the game, and look guys, I still 2 things that have not been introduced yet. That is a mechanic in the game, so they got a lot of things that's going on in here. So that is awesome. So what's the final verdict? Is Everspace 2 worth your time and money? In short, yes. I think it's a worthwhile investment for any gamer looking for a fresh take on the sci-fi RPG genre. With the stunning visuals, engaging gameplay mechanics, and rich storyline, Everspace 2 is a must-play for anyone looking to explore the galaxy in style. Thanks for watching, and if you got thoughts on Everspace 2, be sure to drop them in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more gaming content and insights. I got plenty of other videos lined up that you don't want to miss. Darth Spriggan out!